righty. Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Andrew Kirchhoff, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you joining us this morning. We're going to be talking about fantasy football for the next hour straight. Any questions you guys have in regards to today's games? Of course, on Sunday, the first game of the day will be the Miami Dolphins versus the Green Bay Packers. Later on, we have the Denver Broncos versus the Rams. Not the most entertaining game. That definitely doesn't have a lot, on the line in terms of stakes. And then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Arizona Cardinals. Of course, on Monday night is the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Outside of that, again, yes, there were a lot of disappointing performances yesterday, to say the very least. But, we're just going to have to kind of roll through it and hopefully, hope for the best. Ask for the performances today. Outside of that, I'm just going to start answering questions. I did see that there was a super chat sent in from Kathy, but I just don't, there wasn't any message attached to it. So if you're still here, you've got a question, let me know. Thank you very much. Also, Brandon sent in something. Thank you very much, Brandon. I appreciate that. It says Merry Christmas. Start Jeff Wilson or Zach Moss in a full PPR. I'd feel far more comfortable starting Zach Moss in that circumstance. Jeff Wilson coming off the injury, all that implicated behind Raheem Mostert in comparison to Moss, will probably get significantly more overall touches. As to whether those touches are going to be more efficient is a completely different conversation. I think the volume of touches, even in some inefficient opportunities, is still going to be enough of a volume to make him the better overall play in the given week. Thank you. Okay, so let's see some of these questions, shall we? I kind of want to pop the chat up on screen, so that's exactly what I'm going to do, just like we do on a normal week. Instead of Sunday morning with rankings on screen, again, the rankings from yesterday pretty much hold as such. There's nothing that really needs to be adjusted accordingly. So if you guys need my rankings, specifically top to bottom, yesterday's live stream is available and up in the live section of my channel. Otherwise, I think we'll be okay. Just straight up answering questions individually, one for one, and going forward. Okay, so got the chat on the top right. Again, before we begin, start answering questions. Welcome. Hope you guys are all doing well. Good morning. If you haven't yet already, do me solid. Click that like button down below. Also, via PrizePicks today, there is a current promotion via the 12 days of Pickmas. Of course, it's the promotion that's currently going on. This is the final day. As for Jokic, the center / forward, the two-time MVP for the Denver Nuggets, having himself a 0.5 points overall entry. It's a free square. You can go ahead, put that in. I'll talk about some potential entries that I'm putting forth later on in today's live stream. I've gone ahead and curated a couple for the NBA and NFL that are far more likely to hit than usual. So we'll go ahead and we'll talk about that in a bit. Okay, let's see here. Some questions. Watson or Mike Williams? I'll take Watson here in a half PPR. George Cook says, how we feel about Mike Evans tonight? The hope is that Mike Evans' target count is actually going to count for something this week, specifically because of the injuries that have taken place to the Arizona Cardinals secondary. The fact that it should be a matchup in which the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should easily be able to win. All things considered, based on the quarterback on the other side of the field, based on the defensive injuries for Arizona, it should be, and especially considering it's an indoor stadium, it should be in the favor of a lot of, specific Tampa Bay Buccaneers prospects to definitely benefit from the matchup overall. Tua or Rodgers? If we're picking between these two, Jalen, it's for sure going to be Tua. He has certainly significantly more upside within the matchup based on the receivers that he has associated with him. Like I mentioned this earlier this week, the primary reason why Tua in the last couple weeks has struggled, and this is something I mentioned in my Thursday quarterback rankings video, the primary reason why he struggled is because a lot of defenses are playing tight man coverage on the opposing wide receiver, or on his wide receivers. And even though they'll have their eventual plays here and there, the fact of the matter is the Green Bay Packers exclusively play zone in the secondary, and that is going to be a field day for a guy like Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Both those guys, if you don't press them at the line, they're off and away, and if they're in full stride, it's kind of hard to stop them. Mostert or White in a full PPR? I'll take Raheem Mostert there. Thank you very much, Xander. I know it sounds easy, but he was limited in snaps last week in Miami. Has a good run defense. Who are we talking about, David? Are we talking about Aaron Jones, maybe? Silver Badger says, if I get this right, I win. Mostert or Rashad White? Yeah, I'm going to lean towards Mostert. Again, even if we have an opportunity for Rashad White to be active. The likelihood of Mostert having the better overall performance today has to do with the matchup itself. The fact of the matter is the Green Bay Packers have given up 100-plus rushing yards to opposing running backs in 9 of their 14 games. They've given up 72-plus rushing yards in, I think it's 13 of their 14 games. It's just an advantageous matchup to say the very least. We've seen Mostert, if you guys remember a couple years back when he was with the San Francisco 49ers in that playoff game against the Green Bay Packers, he broke a lot of hearts in that game where he ran for 250-plus yards. Mostert should be a fantastic play, especially coming off a great week against the Bills. Let's see here. Sutton or Hollywood in a full PPR. Man, I don't like either of these options, to be totally honest. I think I pivot away from both of them. In terms of who I have ranked higher, technically, I have Hollywood Brown ranked higher. But at this point, I don't love either of them to the extent to where I'm confident in giving that advice. Devontae Adams is going to sink my team. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine Devontae Adams was the number 1 overall wide receiver for like the first, 12 weeks of the season? And then as of late, completely sinks every single team. It's the same exact scenario with Stephon Diggs. Where did he go? Where is Stephon Diggs gone? Completely off the reservation. Nick Foles or Russell Wilson? I'll take Russell Wilson there. I think the Rams secondary and their defense, without their prime playmakers and specifically their offense being a functioning threat, it gives more opportunities for Russell Wilson to still make mistakes and have, decent field positioning based on the way his defense plays. I think Nick Foles could very easily get himself 200 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, and get you maybe, if he's lucky, like 13 points in fantasy in a 4-point per passing touchdown league. If he scores an additional touchdown, can get himself 16 to 17 points. But in terms of likelihood of that occurring, especially considering this is his first start of the year, hasn't really been heavily utilized within the offense, I'll just take Russell Wilson there. The last time we saw Russell, he was playing lights out, and it looked like the old Russ, in that second half of that Kansas City game. Merry Christmas. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Jacob says half PPR Fournette or A.J. Dillon. Yeah, at this point, if I'm not mistaken, I have them ranked literally back-to-back in yesterday's video or yesterday's rankings. Speaking of yesterday's rankings, I should probably pull them up just so I can reference them anytime somebody has a question in regards to it. So anyway, half PPR yesterday, I had Leonard Fournette at 24 and A.J. Dillon at 25. I'm probably still sticking with that overall approach. Mainly, to be totally honest, I think A.J. Dillon really is a good play. He'll probably get himself another week where he has 3 receptions. That'll be 4 weeks in a row if he does it again today. And then if he's able to get himself anything in the realm of like 11 to 12 touches, like I talked about earlier this week, throughout his career, or specifically this season, in the 7 games where he's been given 14 or more touches, the guy's averaging about 12 fantasy points per game. So he's probably in line for a pretty good day as well. It's just a matter of whether the game script is going to be on their side of them being able to consistently run the ball against Miami. Therefore, I think the game script, the opportunities probably lean back in the direction of Leonard Fournette. I think his touchdown upside is just as high in that likelihood. So I'll lean towards Fournette there. Let's see here. We had a question from Matthew Rosado. Thank you very much, Matthew. It says, you had Herbert starting over Tua the other day. Did you change that? Yes, I did. So I've primarily changed the Herbert tone, mainly because as much as Herbert has played, I guess, okay this season, he hasn't been lights out. Even with a great matchup against Indianapolis, I could see Herbert struggling. I think it's just the offensive line, the offensive coordinator, all that combination in itself doesn't really allow Justin Herbert to be a streamlined must start in that capacity. And the fact that Eckler's probably going to have himself a really good day on Monday against that defense, considering they can't really stop the run over the course of the last couple weeks here, it probably leans me back in the direction of Tua, who, by all accounts over the course of the season, that has been a, quite frankly, pass first team. They want to pass the ball more than anything. And if they continue to do so, considering the implied scoreline of the game based on the over-under, with all these sports books and all that kind of jazz, it seems like this is going to be a 300-plus yard game, two touchdowns minimum, if not 3, and probably a big performance here from him. Mike Kelly sends in a question, says, Merry Christmas, man. Waddle or Christian Watson in a half PPR? I'll take Chris. No, I'll take Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, as much as there is as much potential for upside with both these plays, I think the target count, the utilization in that kind of aspect for Waddle is just a little bit slightly higher. I think his yardage count is certainly going to be higher. unless of course Christian Watson catches one pass for 80 yards, which is definitely of the realm of possibility. So is Waddle though. So at this moment, I'm just going to lean towards Waddle. I think he'll get more opportunities at catching the ball, and when he does, that fantasy point upside is certainly going to be on his side. Maddie says D Hop or Watson in a full PPR. In a full PPR, I'll probably lean towards D Hop. I think he's just slightly a bit safer in that capacity. If he's to keep pace with what he was able to accomplish last week, there's a very high likelihood with no Jamel Dean. I don't know if Antoine Winfield is active. I can actually look that up right now just to see the inactives and actives of that game. Let's see here. Buccaneers inactives. Let's see if there's anything as of today latest. Okay, there's nothing there. Let me go to my other sites to see if I can get any confirmations there. But either way, I'm leaning towards D-Hop primarily because the pace that he was setting last week with Trace McSorley probably leans him towards like 8 catches, 80 yards minimum. So if you're able to get yourself 16 fantasy points without even finding yourself in the end zone, most likely, it leans me in the direction of thinking, yeah, I could probably rely upon him as someone that can outscore a Christian Watson, even if Christian Watson's able to score said touchdowns. Where the heck is the active? And I guess they haven't made that available considering they play later today. So yeah, until later, we won't really know. Deering Outdoor says, thanks for the advice all season. No problem. Glad I can help. All right, let's see here. Where's another question that we can address here, shall we? Let's scroll to the very bottom. Ramondre Sadface. Yeah. Listen, it was in the realm of possibilities, right? We mentioned it. The Cincinnati Bengals play really well against running backs when their quarterback, in that set offense is awful at football. And in the case of Mac Jones, he's not played well this year. And it's not because he's, the worst. It's because the offense that they've kind of surrounded him with and the coordinator and all this kind of jazz just doesn't really fit him well at the moment. So I'm leaning in the direction where, it's not a surprise, but it is unfortunate. Tua or Herbert? Yeah, we'll take Tua this week. Judy or Watson, half PPR. I'm fairly certain I have Watson ahead of him in a half. In a full, it would be opposite. Yeah, I have Christian Watson ahead of him in a half PPR format. So Watson will be the play. I need Waddle, Eckler, and Watson to combine for 70 points. So basically, you need 20. You need 20, 20. Okay, yeah, you need 20, 25, and 20, right? Actually, you probably need more. You need two 25-point performances and a 20. I don't think it's impossible. I'll tell you that much, Anthony. I'll tell you that much. I don't think it's impossible. It's definitely going to be tough to reach that upside, but it's not impossible. Pittman or Deion Jackson? Yeah, it's Michael Pittman Jr. there. Leonard Fournette or AJ Dillon? I prefer Leonard. I think they're both really good plays, though. They're back-to-back in my rankings. Let's see here. Merry Christmas, full PPR. Pittman or Judy? I'll take Judy this week, Zombie. Full PPR. Pick one, Mike Williams or Christian Watson. Yeah, I'll take Christian Watson there. I don't really love the Mike Williams play against Stephon Gilmore this weekend or this upcoming Monday. Bucks defense or Broncos? As of the moment, the remaining defenses that are in play, I have Bucks at 3 and Denver Broncos at 4. So really, I could go either way. I just prefer Bucks because of Trace McSorley. To be honest, I think Baker's just as likely to make mistakes and turn over the ball, probably if not more likely, because he doesn't have the mobility factor, but you can play it as you'd like. Let's see here. Fournette, White, Murray. I need 2. Yeah, I would probably lean towards playing Fournette and Murray there. Pittman or Watson. Again, it's probably going to be Watson there it's probably Watson in both capacities, half or full PPR, or even standard. Russell Wilson or Foles? Yeah, I'll take Russell Wilson there. Christian Watson, Latavius Murray, Big Mike Williams. Pick 2 in a full PPR. I'd probably play with these two, Latavius and Christian Watson. Mostert or Fournette? I'll take Mostert there in a full PPR. Jason Sanders or Chase McLaughlin? I have Jason Sanders, I think, slightly behind him in terms of yesterday's rankings. I had McLaughlin at 7 and Sanders at 11 in terms of kicker rankings. Adam says, best TD scores on for players today. Let's see. Is there any prize pick entries for touchdown scored today? Let's see here. Actually, they have a lot of them. Yeah, we'll go over that in just a moment, Adam. Thank you. Let's see here. Salutations, my boy. They could just answer my question. Do you hop over Watson in a PPR? Jacobs and Devontae crapped in semifinals last night. Yeah, that was rough. That was definitely rough, Constantino. That was tough to watch, to say the very least. What does it say? Andrew. I got into my championship game, winning 98 to 94. Dude, yesterday's scoring overall was really low. Unless you had Dallas Cowboys like Lamb or Devonta Smith, specifically those two, Zeke, Gardner Minshew in the lineup, Dak. It was not a great day yesterday. The weather made a definite impact in terms of the day overall. I mean, like, let's see how many people yesterday in terms of a half PPR actually scored a little bit more than their projection. So if I go to running back right now, we had Barkley, Deontay Foreman, and that's a different conversation itself. If someone could have told me that they expected Deontay Foreman to go for 165 rushing yards and a touchdown yesterday, I would have loved to have known that before the fact, because that was an absolute surprise to see that the Lions, who look like the best team in the league over the course of the last 4 weeks here, pretty much not really slowing down, get completely boat raced out the gate and ran into the ground. A team that stopped every stud running back, then just all of a sudden becomes a limp fish in the first quarter and pretty much loses the game accordingly. Nathan J says, thanks for all the help. In the semis, I'm down 4, and I have Godwin, Allen, Zach Moss left versus Pittman. Yeah, you're going to win, Nathan. You're easily going to win that. Congratulations. Well done. How are we feeling about Zach Moss in a standard scoring format? I think we're pretty safe on the idea that in a standard format, if they do effectively run the ball and they keep the game competitive, he should probably have himself 50 or 60 rushing yards. The upside of a touchdown will certainly be there, especially if the offense stays efficient and is able to move the ball down the field, with relative ease in the running game. I think they should be fine with Foles there instead of course, Matt Ryan leading the charge. So in a standard format, yeah, that's probably the length of his upside. If they get him involved in the passing game, that'd be fantastic, but it'd be interesting to see. All right, let me see here. Where's the other following questions? Down by 8 points. They have Sanders, kicker left. I have Mike Williams and need Brady or Tua. Yeah, I'll take Tua there. I think you'll be able to very easily win that, Jim. Donald Smith says, thank you very much because of you and your help. Championship game and 2 semifinals. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Brian says, awesome. Thanks for the advice. No problem. Miracle Robinson says, Rashad White or Latavius Murray. Yeah, I'll take Latavius Murray this week. Specifically up against the Rams. Rams last week heavily struggled in terms of stopping the run. Latavius is going to get himself a streamlined volume of rushing attempts, and then because of the return of Russell Wilson, he'll probably end up with 4 targets, 3 catches, like 18 receiving yards, which is a pretty good day for him, especially if you're getting in a half PPR, full PPR upside format there. Jonathan says, I'm currently 26 points over my opponent. He has Herbert and Waddle left. I have Watson and Tampa Bay. I think you're going to be able to fend that off. Assuming that Justin Herbert doesn't go for an absolute unstoppable game, I think you should be able to fend that off because Watson and Waddle, hopefully, or at least very easily, this 26 points should be able to hold back Herbert, and then Watson and Tampa Bay should be able to hold back Waddle to where you win that. I also have Williams to feed off the... Yeah, no, I would probably just keep Watson in there. Yeah, I think Watson certainly has more upside and stability than Mike Williams in that scenario. Came late. Is there an update on Latavius Murray? I mean, based on what I've seen, seems like he's good to go. I could be, let's see here. I could be totally wrong. But I did not get an indication as of this morning to Latavius Murray being inactive of any sorts. Are we good to go? Let's see here. Where is my one and only Ian Rappaport? Does he have anything on the matter? Nothing there. Yeah, so there's technically nothing available. All I know for sure, for those of you who are worried about Latavius Murray, all I know for sure is because the only reason he probably is hit with a questionable tag is because technically on Wednesday he was limited. Thursday did not practice. Friday back to practicing. And the quote from the coach of the Denver Broncos was, we had him not practice on Thursday just for like veteran safety and health and just to make sure that he's ready by Sunday. So they gave him the day off. Probably was the idea that Thursday was like third down work. And typically he's not going to always be in that third down scenario. So if he doesn't need to be practicing in those third down scenarios, and you know that Wednesday is first and second down installation, Thursday is third downs, and then Friday is red zone, you have him available on the most important days to practice, which is my assumption as to how they went and approached it. Let's see here. Brandon L says, I need 11 points to win. I have McLaughlin, kicker, and a tight end left. In a half PPR, Otten, Jelani Woods, or Robert Tonyan. I mean, based on these three options, Robert Tonyan scares me. I love the matchup against Miami. Don't get me wrong. But even in other great matchups this season, we haven't seen him get enough utilization for me to be convinced to start him. Jelani Woods doesn't really play every week. He just doesn't. So I think I'm probably playing Cade Otton against Arizona, which is a pretty good matchup there. Mostert or who's this? Who's miss? So yeah, it's probably Mostert there, Kevin. Half PPR, my opponent has Waddle, Aaron Jones, and Chargers kicker. I have Herbert, and I'm up 27. Do you think I have any remote chance of winning? Considering Waddle, okay, so theoretically, right? Waddle probably in a half PPR is like minimum 12 points. Aaron Jones probably like minimum 15. So there's 27 right there. You're going to have to, man, you're going to be in a tough spot. You're going to have to hope that these guys don't do anything on Vesh. Really, you have to hope they don't do anything. Yeah, it's going to be tough. What do we have here? Jeff Wilson or Keenan Allen? Yeah, it's Keenan Allen, 100%. Cameron. 100%. Judy or D-Hop in a full PPR? I think I'm fairly certain I have Judy still ahead of him. Yeah, I have Judy ahead of D-Hop in a full PPR. I have Judy at 16 and D-Hop at 17 accordingly. Appreciate it. Let's see here. What else do we have in terms of questions? I really have no choices left. So can't help me more than you already have. So just wanted to stop by the stream and say, wish you, Andrew, and you in chat, Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. Thank you very much, Carl. I appreciate that. Thank you. Merry Christmas, Andrew. It was bad. Wait. It was Zach Moss. My bad. Who we talking about, Kevin? It was Zach Moss? Moss. I understand. Yeah, it's for sure Mostert. Yeah, Mostert's to play there. Andrew, I need help. Half PPR. I'm down 40. He has Waddle left. I have two wide receivers in a flex. Christian Watson, Mike Williams, D-Hop, and Aaron Jones. So yeah, in this scenario, I'm playing Christian Watson, I'm playing D-Hop, and I'm playing Aaron Jones. Thank you. Rashad White, Cortland Sutton, or Josh Palmer, full PPR. I'd probably play Rashad White there. It would go Rashad White, Josh Palmer, Cortland Sutton in that order. Thank you. Christian Watson or Keenan Allen, I'll play Keenan Allen there. He has a lot more safety, especially if you're in a full PPR. Half PPR, I could have a conversation about it, but I probably still end up playing Keenan Allen at the end of the day. Let's see here. Okay, we saw that from Matthew Straw. We're going to get to that in a moment. Was there any other questions that were sent in? Yes, there were. Nathan J. So we already took care of that in terms of Nathan J. Matthew sent in a question, says, what's up, Andrew? I have 3 players going. Aaron Jones and Mike Evans are locked in, but I'm deciding between White and Dillon. Who should I go with? I'm probably leaning towards playing A.J. Dillon there. There's more touchdown upside, probably just as high of a volume of overall touches, and I think the matchup in itself probably leans towards A.J. Dillon getting a little bit more utilization there, so I'm kind of leaning in his direction. Like, if in fact there wasn't a Leonard Fournette impeding his upside, I'd be comfortable rolling, Rashad White just about over anybody in this matchup. But unfortunately, it's just not the case. Therefore, A.J. Dillon probably takes the cake there. Mark Straw, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Very generous of you. This is Merry Christmas, man. Thank you. Down by 27. I have Waddle, Mostert, Dicker at the kicker position and the Tampa Bay defense. My opponent has no one left. Yeah, you're going to win this week. Again, if in a half PPR scoring format, base minimum Waddle scoring about 12 to 13 points, and Mostert's probably doing something very similar, just those two alone can very easily catch up. On top of the fact that Cameron Dicker probably scores 7 or 8 fantasy points. Tampa Bay defense base minimum probably scores 8 fantasy points. So you're probably going to end up winning by 16 points this week, if anything. But yeah, you've pretty much got that in the bag. Mark, congrats. Very lucky. I'll tell you that much. Very lucky. Yesterday was a very deadly week for fantasy. You could have either had a completely dud performance from all of your studs, or you could have had a monster week. There wasn't an in-between in all the games that I at least witnessed from my fantasy teams. Andrew, I'm up 30 points. In my flex, should I start Pittman, Judy, Moss, or Deion Jackson? I'd play Judy there in a full PPR, Big Rick. Judy or Watson, full PPR, I'll go Judy there. I'm down 20 against Hill and McManus today. I have Denver defense, and I get to play 3 out of 4 players. Mike Williams, D-Hop, Jerry Judy, and Pittman. Please help. Out of this group, I'm probably playing D-Hop, Jerry Judy, and Mike Will. So these 3. I don't really trust Michael Pittman to an extent there. Full PPR, Latavius Murray or Hollywood Brown. I'd play Latavius Murray there. Harmon. Full PPR, Jerry Judy, Christian Watson. I have Judy ahead of him. Kate Otten or Dulcich. I technically have Dulcich slightly ahead of him. I have him 2 spots ahead of Kate Otten this week. Thank you. Murray, White, or Palmer. I'll take Murray there. I have a 90. Okay, I have 97.7. My opponent has 115. He has Godwin left. I have T. Hill left, and I have Aaron Jones. Do I have a chance of winning? Yes, you have a chance. Yeah, you have a chance. Because think about it, right? All you pretty much need is Aaron Jones to outscore Chris Godwin this week. That's pretty much what you need. Because we know for a fact that Tyreek Hill is going to eclipse this. What is this? This is 3. So that's 17.3 fantasy points. Tyreek Hill is going to do that in his sleep today. So you just need Aaron Jones to outscore Godwin today, and bada boom, you got yourself a W there, pretty much. Please help Mostert or Fournette. I have Mostert ahead of him this week, Will. Sanders scoring, Eckler versus Denver's defense. Who would score more? I have Eckler and 7 points ahead. Yeah, I mean, wait, what? Sanders scoring, Eckler versus Denver defense. Yeah, Eckler and the 7 points are going to completely clean out Denver. You're fine there, Ando. You're going to win. Lenny or White, PPR, I'll take Lenny. Otten or Dulcich, yeah, so I'm still leaning towards Dulcich there. Merry Christmas, man. I need 1 Moss, Judy, or Pittman. I'll take Judy there. Thank you. Mostert or Mike Evans? I'll take Mostert. Romeo Dobbs or Zach Moss? In a PPR scoring format, I'd probably play Romeo Dobbs there. Best combo, non-PPR. I need a flex, and we have Mostert, we have Murray, we have Moss or Mike Williams. And okay, so best combo, I need a flex. So if you're looking for a flex out of this group, I'm probably leaning towards Mostert as the number 1 option there. As for the defense to run with between these available, I probably roll with the Denver Broncos defense. Full PPR, Mike Williams or Rashad White. I'm probably going to go Mike Williams there, especially because of the full PPR format. Keenan Allen or Raheem Mostert in a standard league. I think it's probably safer to roll with Raheem Mostert there. Really do feel like Watson is underrated, to be honest. Underrated in what capacity? Because you guys know that I'm the Watson hype train, conductor. It's just a matter of understanding that this week you're probably going to need him to score a huge touchdown for him to be as good as some of these other options. That's the entire conversation, though, Okay, let's see here. We had a question come in from Connor. Connor says Watson or Evans in a full PPR. Yeah, I'm taking Christian Watson there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Alrighty. We're about here at 9:30. So we've pretty much cleaned up about 30 minutes of this conversation. Again, we're going to be continuing to answer questions. Do want to remind you guys, if you have not yet already, do me a solid. Click that like button down below. Greatly do appreciate you guys supporting the channel in that regard. Also, if you guys haven't checked out PrizePicks as of this current moment in time, via the 12 days of Pickmas, like we've talked about over the course of this week, the final promotion for the 12 days of Pickmas is, of course, on the bottom right of the screen. Nikola Jokic, the center / forward. Yeah, I guess he's a center for the Denver Broncos. I mean, he's a point center. He could play anything between the 1 through 5, but as long as he scores more than 0.5 points this upcoming week, or today specifically in the game against, I think they play against the Phoenix Suns. As long as he scores 1 point today, he's a free entry square. I'm going to go ahead and talk about some free entries or, specific entries that I've put forward for today's slate of games just to have myself a little bit more entertainment in regards to some of these games. In about, I'll say 5 minutes, we'll go ahead and put together some entries or at least show you guys what I've put in and then talk about any other subsequent entries that we want to continue to roll with. Thank you. Let's see here. Trandon Cole, thank you very much. Says, I need the highest floor. D-Hop, Waddle, or Pittman? Yeah, I believe the highest floor. Okay. That's an interesting prospect. Highest floor, technically is D-Hop, right? Because I truly do believe, based on the fact that Marquise Hollywood Brown dealing with the illness all week, the fact that you have the backup quarterback there, he's probably going to want to send it to his most reliable receiver. I think D-Hop certainly in a full PPR has the highest floor of production, the highest upside of the group, and the reason why Waddle is ranked higher is in the direction of Waddle based on the matchup in itself going up against the Green Bay Packers secondary and defense. So, but yeah, I do believe that Hopkins has a pretty high overall floor. How does Sutton change Judy's ranking? It goes up. So, is Sutton active today? Can we get a confirmation there, guys? Let me see. Let me travel over to the Twitter world. And let's see. I don't know if we'll know for sure, but if Sutton is active, it significantly helps Judy because it pulls away coverage from him. If in fact Sutton was not active, we'd probably see Ramsey on Judy for the entire day, but that'll probably most likely not be the case. So it really does help Judy out a lot. So yeah, the assumption is that he is playing. Okay, so good. As long as we've established that. Rams defense or Chargers? I prefer the Rams. Let's see here. Half PPR, Mostert, Moss, Judy. I'll take Mostert there. 102 points. Lead with Herbert, Tyreek Hill, Broncos defense left to face. I have Mike Williams. You have a 102-point lead and you have to play against these three guys and you have Mike Williams. You automatically win there, Dom. I highly doubt, unless you play in a league where you're getting like 40 points from quarterbacks, like on a consistent basis, because you have some sort of like 1 point per 10 passing yards or something like that, you're pretty much winning that week. Do we stack Tua and Waddle? Yes. I'm going to show you an entry on PrizePicks here in just a moment. I'm going both more on Tua and Waddle's yards today. I think they're both a great stack in that capacity. Down big in 2 leagues, higher upside in terms of defense. Bucks or Broncos? Higher upside. I don't know if I could actually objectively and confidently say that one of the defense has a higher upside than the other. Because the higher upside is just pure on pick sixes. Who's going to throw a pick six? Who has the highest likelihood of throwing a pick six? If anything, I look at both these quarterbacks. I feel like Trace McSorley, if anything, has more of a likelihood of trying to not make as many mistakes, considering it's his first start. While Baker, in my mind, it would probably be more likely to throw the ball and make mistakes and throw picks. So probably, let's say the higher upside is with the with the Broncos, excuse me. But I'm not sold on that idea. John says, I just tuned in. This has already probably been asked, but are we feeling Christian Watson or DeAndre Hopkins at half PPR? I'm feeling Christian Watson there. I think the touchdown upside certainly is in his favor. DeAndre Hopkins probably in a half PPR is a solid 12-point player without a touchdown. I just feel like I really do feel like the touchdown upside there is going to be difficult for him to achieve. Therefore, Christian Watson just has the higher upside in that nature. Mike Williams or D-Hop? We'll take D-Hop there. Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays. Thank you very much, Andrew, for your services. No problem. Glad to help. Appreciate it. Sabala says, in a full PPR, I'm up 37 points. My opponent has Ty, Hop, and Dylan and Dicker in the kicker position. I have Lenny in the Bucks. Do I win? Ooh, in a full PPR? I think Tyreek Hill scores 20 points minimum. I think D-Hop probably goes for at least 15, 16. So there goes your lead. And then it's Dylan and Dicker versus Lenny in the Bucks. I think you can win. I actually do believe that it's going to be close, but I think you can win. Stick with Pittman or use Djax Mack. I'm assuming that's Deion Jackson or Marlon Mack. No, I'm going to play Michael Pittman there. Isaac, thank you. Who would you start in a full PPR? Keenan Allen, Raheem Mostert. I need 20 points. I'd play Keenan Allen. I honestly do believe that Keenan Allen is probably the safer play. Because when I look at Keenan Allen just as of late, his most recent performances in a full PPR scoring format consist of 16.6, 21.2, and 28.8, and 15.9. So he's had 4 consecutive weeks of 15.9 or more fantasy points. 2 of those weeks being over 20. So if you're looking for that kind of upside, I think it's certainly in the direction of a guy like Keenan Allen, who in the last 3 weeks has 14, 14, and 9 targets. What is that? That's 28 plus 9. That's 37 targets in the last 3 weeks. 26 receptions. In a full PPR, over the course of the last 3 games, that's 8 receptions per game. If he's getting himself 8 catches, 80 yards, 16 points, and then he's able to get himself a touchdown, I mean, it's over. That's a 24-point player within the week. Rams or Bucks defense? I'll take the Bucks. Andrew, thank you for the helpful videos. Nope, problem. I'm happy that it's helpful. I'm happy that it's able to help you in any sort of capacity. Rashad White or Deion Jackson? Merry Christmas. I'll probably lean towards Rashad White there. Click the like button. Thank you very much, Ando. Mostert or Godwin? I'll take Godwin there. Jeff Wilson, Judy, or Rashad White full PPR? I'm going Judy there for sure. So Minshew, Jones, or ride with Russ in Week 17? That we'll figure that out tomorrow, because both these guys played extremely well. I just don't even know who they play, and we don't know if Minshew is going to be the guy next week in terms of active. We don't know. He played well enough to where I'm assuming they're going to let Jalen Hurts rest, but we'll see. Let's see here. I'm down 9. Keenan Allen, Connor, and Godwin versus D-Hop and Latavius. Do I win? You're down 9. Do you have the Keenan, Connor, and Godwin? Because if you have this side of this conversation, I'm probably saying that you do win. Star 3, Mike Williams, DeAndre Hopkins, Waddle, Mostert, Wilson. I'll play Hopkins, Waddle, and Mostert today. Alo. Let's see here. We had a question come in from Crooked Soul. He said, pick 2 in a full PPR, Andrew. We have Mostert, Dylan, and Latavius Murray. Merry Chrysler, everybody. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. So at this point, yeah, I'd go Mostert and Dylan there. Thank you. McBride, Otten, or Dulcich. As much as I'd like to trust McBride, considering his overall upside the last 2 weeks, I just don't know if I can trust it. I want to trust it. So I'll probably say, Jerry, yeah, let's try it. Let's hope that Cade Otten and Dulcich probably don't outscore him. McBride has gotten himself a little bit more utilization, especially as soon as McSorley came into the game. He got himself a good trinkle, a couple targets here and there. It was good enough to where it's functioning. It could end up being more valuable, which I'm hoping it is going to be. I have Dulcich ahead of him. I just don't know if I could trust Dulcich either. It's kind of that 50-50 kind of coin toss. Let's see here. Pittman or Romeo Dobbs? Probably with Pittman there. Thank you very much, Alvin. Akers versus Denver, Jeff Wilson versus Green Bay. I'll take Akers there this week. Mike Evans, Christian Watson, Jalen Waddle, pick 2. I'll take these 2. I'll take Christian Watson and Jalen Waddle. Non-PPR, Zach Moss or AJ Dillon. I'll take AJ Dillon. My apologies. D-Hop over 60 yards. Yes. Is that a number somewhere? Is that on PrizePicks? Wait, hold on, wait a minute. Where's D-Hop's number? Yeah, they have him at 57.5. Yo, I mean, that's bare bones. Okay. Speaking of, let me go ahead and let me show you guys some of these entries, shall we? I gotta make this Nikola Jokic play a little bit smaller. Okay, let me go ahead. Let me transition really quickly here. Okay, so really quickly, in terms of some entries that I've already gone ahead and put forward, why did that graphic? Oh, I know why. Give me a second. So if I change this, there we go. A little bit more zoomed in. So some of the plays that I like today, okay, here we go. This is just for the Miami game. This is just for the morning game, okay, the one that starts in about 22 minutes. I like Tua more than 270.5 passing yards. Jalen Waddle more than 63.5 receiving yards. Christian Watson more here. And Tyreek Hill more here. This is full PPR scoring format, right? $5 win 50. I think this is a pretty easy play in my mind, okay? Scrolling down. I like Trace McSorley going over or more than his number in terms of 65.5 passing, 165.5 passing yards. Keenan Allen will go over or more than 15.5 fantasy points. Like I mentioned earlier, 4 consecutive games, he's been able to accomplish that minimum in a full PPR, so that's an automatic there. Chase McLaughlin, I like him in fantasy to go over 6.5 fantasy points. Again, he just needs one 50-yard field goal, which he's done in 4 consecutive weeks, and in a PAT, and bada boom, we're in a conversation where he automatically passes, or is in that conversation of passing it. Otherwise, kicks another field goal, and we're in automatic business. And then the final thing from this morning that I've put together is in regards to the NBA. Again, taking advantage of the Nikola Jokic 0.5 points. Again, if he just scores 1 point, you're good to go. Even though Luka Doncic has burnt me in recent weeks here, we're taking Luka Doncic's first half more on points, rebound, and assists. We'll take LeBron more on his overall assist number. LeBron has been able to clean up when Anthony Davis is out. He's pretty much the full-time point guard in this offense, and he's been able to surpass his number, I think, 4 out of the last 5 games. Pretty consistent rate in which he's doing so. So we'll go ahead and roll with these 3. Now, somebody specifically mentioned the fact that DeAndre Hopkins somehow, some way, has a really low number in terms of receiving yards. Like, that's I mean, I don't know. I don't understand why it's so low. I truly don't. Based on the fact that the cornerbacks are as injured as they are and out for Tampa Bay, it seems like that's a pretty achievable number. Where's Keenan Allen as well? I think I'm just going to take these guys real quickly. I mean, look at this. Are we really going to tell me that Keenan Allen isn't going to feast today? Like, these numbers are ridiculous. Like, I feel like that right there, that 3-headed monster of Hopkins, like, all going more on their numbers. Like, I'll just put that in now. I'm not even messing with it. I'll take that. I'll just make it a power play. I think all 3 could probably hit there. Okay, anyway, you guys get the gist. If you guys are interested in checking out PrizePicks, putting together some entries for today, taking advantage of the 12 days of Pickmas, specific pick of Nikola Jokic, be sure to go ahead. You know what? Actually, I'm curious. Can I actually put in an entry with Nikola Jokic again? And let me see here. If I put, maybe he's a one-time use. If I can go ahead, let's say, for example, put him with like Waddle and Keenan Allen. Is that even an actual thing? Let me check. It might not let me. Wait, it let me. Wait, how many times can I use the Nikola Jokic play? Wait, hold up. How many times can I use that? I could use it multiple times? Wait, what's the limit on that? Okay. All right, we got another entry there. Alrighty. Very well. Anyway, going back to answering questions. Again, if you guys are interested, check that out. There's a link down in the description. When you use promo code Andrew today via PrizePicks and make that first-time deposit, your first-time deposit is immediately doubled up to $100. Check that out today. It supports the channel. Of course, gets you more involved in terms of playing daily fantasy at your fingertips. And, of course, taking advantage of the 12 days of Pickmas. Thank you. All right. Lazard or Sutton? I'll take Lazard there. Waddle or D-Hop? I'll take Waddle. Jorge Hernandez says, standard league, I'm down 6 points. I have Akers and Eckler. He has Hill, Connor, and Sanders. Do I have a chance? I mean, technically you have a chance. Will you end up winning? It's going to be tough, man. I think it's a matter of whether or not Akers is ending up helping you out today. Do you think Raheem Mostert has a 2019 performance against Green Bay? I don't know if he's going to have that good of a performance. I think he has a great performance, though, like to the point where he's going to be probably a 13-point running back minimum. I could very easily see him, 70 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown today and being a really solid play there. I do remember there was a conversation in which Adam sent in a question. He was saying best TD plays in terms of today. I'm actually curious via PrizePick, what are the TD? Listen, if I'm projecting anybody to score a touchdown today, right? I'm projecting that to be Christian Watson and Tyreek Hill. Also, I think there's a very good conversation to be had in terms of if we can get, it's probably, I honestly think Latavius Murray even scores a touchdown today. And maybe even A.J. Dillon. So I think Tyreek Hill is probably the most of a guarantee for a touchdown. I think A.J. Dillon's probably in that conversation. So is Christian Watson. I think that game this morning is going to be the one that starts in about 17 minutes. I think it's probably going to be like anticipated, a very high-scoring game, a lot of touchdowns across the board. And I don't think anybody's surprised about that. Marion Garcia says, Latavius Murray or Mike Williams full PPR. I'll take Lat Murray there. Bat Sport says, I love the content, but I really miss the hidden gems every week. I appreciate that. Again, Hidden Gems, it is what it is. Maybe it's run its course. Maybe it'll be something next year. We'll talk about it. King Prowl says, hey, thanks for yesterday. I promised super chat. Oh, okay, that's right. King, when you sent that DM at 4 a.m., I was still awake, working rankings, and I saw it and I was like, yeah, okay, let's send him over, some advice. I don't know if it panned out well. I hope it did. Either way, thank you very much, King. Appreciate it. Lath AJ says, Watson or Hopkins full PPR. In a full PPR, I think I have Watson ahead, behind him just slightly. Yeah, in a full PPR, I have D-Hop 17 and Watson 18. Jack Venable, what's up, Jack? Hope you're doing well. Full PPR, Sutton, Campbell, or Everett. Wow. I want to suggest Campbell, but understand it's highly risky. I'm almost, hesitant to even suggest it, but yes, it is definitely risky. Definitely risky. I'm down 7. She has Christian Watson and Waddle. I have Aaron Jones, Chris Godwin, and Denver Broncos defense. Tua and the Colts kicker. Wait, so you have Aaron Jones, Chris. Okay, you're fine. You win. I mean, if you have 5 players compared to 2, you're in a good spot. Donald says, no, Allen won't beast today because he's playing tomorrow. Yes, yeah, okay. I forget. I assume everybody's playing, today because I'm talking about, players today. My apologies. Blazing Flock says, I'm up 73.3 fantasy points. I sat Devontae Adams for Devonta Smith. Okay, you're an absolute machine. I don't know how you did that, but congratulations. That is as high risk as it gets. But hey, it panned out. So congratulations. That's incredible. He has DeAndre Hopkins, Rashad White, Michael Pittman Jr., Tua, and the Rams defense in a full PPR scoring format. Do I have this? He has D-Hop, Rashad White, Tua in a full PPR. Tua scores probably more than 20 points. D-Hop's probably in that 15-point range. Rashad White's probably at, the 9-10 point range, maybe. Pittman maybe gets to that 9-10 point range in a full PPR. Rams defense maybe gets you a solid 7-8 points. If we're in a conversation about the total of that, I think you probably survive barely there, Blazing. I think you barely survive. I think it's going to be close. Craft Keepers says Higbee, Robert Tonyan, or Kate Otten today. Happy holidays. I'm going to play Higbee there. With Ben Skoranek out, I think it just makes it more of a solidified play to just go with Higbee there as the number 1 receiving option of the one and only, the literal one and only Baker Mayfield. Stone Steven says PPR down 88 in the semifinals. He has nobody. I have Mike Williams, Eckler, and Denver's defense starting. And I have Fournette, White, Zach Moss left for my flex. Yeah, I'm going to play Fournette there in the flex, and I think you could probably catch him. So Tyreek Hill touchdown. Yes. Tyreek Hill is the guy that I like for a touchdown today. I mean, I think the stat that I mentioned earlier in the week, when Tua and Tyreek Hill have played together this season, okay? In the 10 games that they've played together, Tyreek Hill scored 8 touchdowns. So in terms of likelihood of who's going to score a touchdown today, Tyreek Hill is probably the number 1. Then it goes like the potential of Christian Watson, Waddle. They're relatively high up there. A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones, Latavius Murray, Mostert. I mean, honestly, if every single one of the prospects that play today score a touchdown, I wouldn't be surprised. I really do think that they're all high touchdown upside kind of players. Thank you very much, Dilo. Says, is it still Tua over Brady for you? Yes, I still have Tua over Brady. Let's see here. Tom Brady has a negative 0.5 rushing yards. Should I take it via PrizePicks? Miracle. Okay, I thought about this today. I looked at this and I thought to myself, the reason why they have it at negative 0.5 yards is because they expect him to knee the ball out at the end of the game. Now, my only thing is, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers mount an early enough lead and blow out the Arizona Cardinals, theoretically, we could see Blaine Gabbert at the end of the game. Therefore, he could finish with 0 rushing yards. And if you take less on this number because you assume he's going to, knee it out once or twice and get negative yardage at the end of the game, or at the end of the half, it could be tough. I don't know, man. This is the flip of the coin. I think you can literally make two different slips with him like I don't know, Keenan Allen and Tom Brady in both slips, one with Tom Brady more, one with him less. Send them both, and you're at least gonna hit one of them, and you'll at least get some money plussed up in your bank. Murray or Watson in the flex. I'll take Watson there as of right now. Aaron Jones, Keenan Allen, or Godwin, pick 2. Oh, wowie. That's tough, Tyler. I think as of right now, what's the scoring format, Tyler? That's my primary question. Latavius Murray, Christian Watson. I'll take Christian Watson probably there out of the group. Brandon Bowen says D-Hop or Judy. I'll take Judy there in a full PPR. Thank you. Let's see here. Mostert or Lenny? It's Mostert, Ibrahim. Waddle or Godwin? This will determine the matchup. I'll probably take Godwin there if we're determining the matchup based off of it. I'm up by 10. I have Christian Watson, quote-unquote, league winner versus Aaron Jones / Mike Evans. If Mike Evans just doesn't show up today, like he usually has over the course of the last couple of days here, we'll be in a good spot, right? We'll be in a good spot. Cosmo says, I have Zach Moss, Deion Jackson, and Jeff Wilson. I need to start one. Send me to the finals. Whew. I'm probably thinking it's Zach Moss. I don't really trust Jeff Wilson. If it's between Zach Moss and Deion Jackson, I don't know if Foles is someone that will heavily target the running back out of the backfield. So I'm just going to lean towards Moss there. Murray or Dillon? Probably go Dillon. Aaron Jones, Keenan Allen, half PPR. Okay, so via my half PPR rankings, let me just go ahead. Let me click here. Control F, Aaron Jones. All right. According to my half PPR rankings, I have them ranked Aaron Jones 1, Keenan Allen 2, Chris Godwin 3. That's the order that I have it ranked in. Thank you. Let's see here. Why did Jeff Wilson have to come back? I mean, I don't think he's even going to play that big of a role within the offense, though, so I wouldn't really worry too much. I went Stevenson over Walker, but I'm still up 50 with 3 left, and he has 4. Yeah, you'll be fine there, Jason. You'll be fine. Chargers or Denver defense? I'll take Denver. Merry Christmas, Aaron Jones or Fournette? Aaron Jones. Waddle or Hopkins, half PPR? Waddle. Waddleito. Hi, Andrew, full PPR. AJ Dillon or Rachaad White? I'll take AJ Dillon there. Zach Moss or Lazard? Probably Zach Moss. Flex spot Murray, Dillon, Moss, Palmer. I was probably Dillon there. I need safety points. I'm down 70 with 5 players left. Yeah, I'm probably leaning towards the Dillon. Either Dillon or Murray is probably the play. I'm probably just leaning towards Dillon there. Start Christian Watson or Mike Evans. I'll probably go Christian Watson there. Herbert or Brady? I have Herbert ahead of him. Start Evans or Hopkins? I'll take Hopkins. Sanders or McLaughlin? I have McLaughlin ahead of him. Thoughts on Denver's defense today? Should be a pretty good play there, Jason. Again, they're playing against the Rams of all teams. And I know my Rams pretty well. It's a pretty good play there. Russell Gage or Palmer? I'll probably go Russell Gage there. Actually, it's probably safer to go Palmer. Technically, it's probably safer to go Palmer. Because with Julio back, we don't know how much Russell Gage actually plays. So it's probably safer to go Palmer. Jalen Waddle or Keenan Allen? I need big points. It's Keenan Allen there. Christian Watson or AJ Dillon? I'm up 8 against my opponent. Got Latavius. I'm probably leaning towards the Watson play there. Watson or Pittman? I'll take Watson as well. Fournette or Dillon? I have Fournette 1 spot ahead of him. Terry R says -30. I got Tua, Waddle, Evans, Connor versus Mo and A-Rod and Watson. Tua, Waddle, Evans, Connor. I think you probably pull this out. You should be able to pull this out. I'll tell you that much. You should be able to. Just off of quarterback alone, the differential between Tua and A-Rod should be enough to get you the win. I'm not saying it's a 30-point difference. I mean, like, the difference between these two are going to be significant enough to where that's kind of like the catalyst as to what leads you to your victory. Michael Pittman, Mostert, Deion Jackson, full PPR, pick 1. I'll take Mostert there. Thanks and Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, Andy. I appreciate it. Sit 1, Latavius Murray, Watson, and Waddle. If I'm sitting 1, I'm sitting Latavius. I'm starting Watson and Waddle. Jalen Waddle or Keenan Allen. I'll take Keenan Allen this week. Again, like I've mentioned, Keenan Allen, 4 consecutive weeks in a full PPR, 15.9 or more fantasy points. Kenny Moore is not active on Monday. It's a pretty good play there. Pretty good. Trey McBride, Otten, or Dulcich. Yeah, I think I'm gonna solidify the McBride play. I'm down 5. He has Aaron Jones. I still got Waddle, Palmer, and Denver defense. If you're down 5, I mean, technically you should be able to win that. You should be able to, because I think if Aaron Jones, yeah, if you're in a position where Waddle and Palmer score the exact same amount of points as Aaron Jones, I think Denver defense should be able to surpass 5 and win you the week. Toast. So you're in a pretty good spot there. Evans, Fournette, Dillon in the flex, non-PPR. I'm leaning towards Fournette there. Baby Rock says I'm 99 to 82. I have Watson left, and my opponent has Keenan Allen. Do I win? Yes, you should. You're up 17 with Watson. You should win easily. Unless Keenan Allen goes for a career day of 700 yards, I think you'll be fine. Give this man a like. He made me 1,200 this season. Well, congratulations. Glad to hear it. Hey, that's fantastic. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. That's fantastic. Let's see here. Down 4. Got Mike Evans left. He got Mike Evans left. I have Mac, Dillon, Connor. Am I picking one of these 3? If I'm picking one of these 3, I'll take Connor out of the group. Broncos or Bucks defense need this for the win. Man, flip a coin. I really do not. I cannot objectively tell you that one will be significantly better over the other. I have Bucks ahead of Denver slightly, literally one spot, number 3 and 4 as my defenses for the week. So technically, I have the Bucks higher. Does that mean they're going to score more points? Probably not. If anything, go away from what Andrew's suggestion is at this point. We have 5 minutes from glory or disappointment. No, I think we got about a couple hours until we finally, actualize said glory or disappointment. But yes, you're on the right track there, Adam. At least there will be good food today. Thank you. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Adam. Watson or Mostert and a half PPR. Where do I actually have higher? That's actually a good question. I don't know if we've actually had that question earlier today. In terms of a half PPR, I have Watson at 37, and I have Mostert ahead of him. I have Mostert at 28 from yesterday. So yeah, Mostert's the play. Terry R says, okay, so we took care of Terry R. Thank you very much. You're good to go. Thanks, buddy. No problem. Mike Evans or Michael Williams? I'll take Mike Evans this week. Alrighty. Very well. Very well. All right, guys. Again, if you guys want to take advantage of the Nikola Jokic 0.5 total points in today's game, again, there's a lot of NBA games like we talked about some of this. You know what? While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead. I want to transition over and put together some of these touchdown slips because Adam had asked about it. I don't know if he was referring to just, oh, that's not it. I need to change the display capture. There it is. Let's clear this. If technically I can put in Nikola Jokic on multiple entries, I mean, I'll do it again, right? Like at this point, in terms of touchdown score, like Watson, Dobbs, Watson, Lazard, Watson, Trent, Sherfield. Is there anything with Tyreek Hill here? You see, Tyreek Hill doesn't have one. You see this? You want to know why Tyreek Hill doesn't have one? Because he has the highest likelihood of scoring said touchdown. You know what I mean? This kind of gives you like a tip of the hat as to how the house, quote unquote, the house is approaching this. When Tyreek Hill's not even implicated in here, you know he's going to score. There's a reason why, like in the Chargers game, which will probably be there tomorrow, they won't have Austin Eckler scoring a touchdown because it's probably far too likely to occur to trust. Yeah, I don't love any of these technically. I don't love any of these either. Because the thing about Chris Godwin, even though he scored a couple weeks here as of late, it's not a guarantee that he does score again. Yeah, these are not great. I think that the players that are missing kind of give you the idea as to where the touchdowns are going. Tyreek Hill, Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones. I know Christian Watson's implicated here, but I wanted to put together like hey, Christian Watson and somebody else just to make it fun. But I could just make it. Yeah, I could just do something like this where I just take Christian Watson anyway by himself and just put him with Jokic. But I feel like this is a waste of a play. I'd rather put somebody else with Jokic, if anything. All right, anyway, let me just go ahead and let me swap back. A couple more questions here. We had Matt says down 25 PPR. Pick 2. Pittman, Judy, Christian Watson. I'll take Judy and Christian Watson there. says, good thing I didn't play my 2 studs because the weather. Yeah, I mean, which players were there? I'm actually curious. Which players did you avoid playing? Bucks are going to wreck Arizona this week. Fire the Cannons. I hope so, man. I hope you're right. Thoughts on Waddle? Should be a fantastic play today. I'm in the championship game this week. Thanks for the picks this year. Crushing it, bro. I appreciate that, Willis. Or Wills. Broncos or Bucks? Yeah. Again, I mean, it's tough. Love the NBA, NFL, soccer. Yeah, listen. The NBA picks, man. If you could take Jokic more on his points on the 0.5, you take LeBron more on his assists today. Luka Doncic more on points, rebounds, assists in the first half. NBA, whew, we're ready to go, baby. Hill has under receiving touchdown. Does he really? NFL receiving touchdown. Hill does have it by himself. Okay, here we go. Could I put it? Okay, got it. So I'm looking at it right now. I now know the rule on Nikola Jokic. You can only have a total of $25 of entries that include Nikola Jokic. So I try to put in one for $5 with Nikola Jokic and Tyreek Hill scoring a touchdown. It said I'd already exceeded it because I put him in entries that combined for $25. So that was the deal. And the game just started, so Tyreek Hill's off the list, and I don't get to put in an entry for him. Dang it. All right. Anyway, I appreciate that. A bunch of us are going to need you in week 18. Constantino, yeah, I'll be here. Don't worry. Hey, listen, I'm always here week 18. Not a single season have I avoided week 18. Even though it's the worst week of the season because I don't have any teams playing, and it's a little bit tough to predict everything considering there's going to be a lot of teams that aren't playing their starters, and we won't know until later in the week as to whether that's going to be the case. I'll be here. That's not a problem. Pittman or Judy? I'll take Judy this week. Pittman or Williams? I'll take Williams. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, Adam. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. AJ Dillon or Cortland Sutton? I'll take AJ Dillon there for sure. Yeah, Cortland Sutton cannot be trusted. Not in any sort of capacity, especially coming off the injury. Like Cortland Sutton, Jeff Wilson, those are more difficult guys to trust in that capacity. Thanks for the advice on DJ Moore this week. Yeah, DJ Moore balled out. I was glad to see that. I'd be sweating otherwise. Godwin for the overkill. Congratulations. Let's see here. Friends don't let friends play in week 18. You're not wrong, Peace Dog. You're not wrong. Whoever your commissioner is, Constantino, needs to they need to be addressed. Week 18, new manager for that? Yeah, it's definitely probably the case. All right, appreciate it, guys. All right, that'll be it. I do appreciate y'all coming through. For those of you who sent in super chats, thank you. For those of you who asked questions, got everything answered, all that kind of jazz. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow for some waiver wire episode in terms of getting y'all ready for week 17 of the 2022 fantasy football, of course, championship weekend. I appreciate y'all. Terry was saying I'm down 35. My Brady, Evans, Aaron Jones versus his Watson and Tampa Bay defense. Brady, Evans, Jones versus Watson and Tampa Bay. Brady probably puts up like 18. Evans probably like 10. Aaron Jones probably like 15 to 16. So what's the total there? 28, 36. You're down 35. No, it's more. What am I talking about? 18, 28 plus 10, 38, 46. You're going to need Tampa Bay and Watson to not really score much today, to be totally honest. Or you're going to need your boys to go off there, Terry. You're going to need them to go off. Which, hey, fingers crossed. M. Leasy was saying Ramondre Stevenson, no work. Swift, no work. These were choices over Mike Williams. Hope it works out. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's tough. It's tough to predict. That's just the nature of the sport, man. If we knew for a fact that Ramondre would be an absolute bum, I mean, it would have been it would have been fantastic to have known that. But the thing about Ramondre is that you have to start him. He's one of those players that need to be in your lineup. Now, the case of DeAndre Swift, I'm actually surprised based on the score of that game that he didn't get more utilization in the receiving game. That was just my surprise in itself. Anyway, everybody, thank you. Happy holidays. Enjoy the rest of your day. Where are the TJ Hawkinson managers? John, they're asleep because they don't need any more questions answered because they won this week. That's where they're at. All right. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Again, we'll see you tomorrow. And until then, take care of yourselves. Be sure to check out PrizePicks. Use promo code Andrew. Take care of this Nikola Jokic play. And I'm going to cue the music. And your boy's going to go and enjoy some football. Until next time, guys. I'll see you guys. Peace.